Hi COS, it's Donna Burke. Some of you have asked for an example of a well done job on the time management project. So that's what I'm going to go over tonight. So let's get started. So this is the first page of the time management project, and it asks you to do a time log, and that is you keeping track of how you used your time for an entire week. So if you've gotten busy and you haven't had a chance to do this, I suggest you do it. Start today. Start writing down what you did today, Sunday the 27th, because this whole project is due October 4th. So you have to be able to talk about how you used your time. So start today if you haven't. So this student, you could also put the date under day one. This student didn't, it's not a big deal, but this student talked about when the person woke up. You can clump some periods of time together, like work. Basically, the student worked from 8 to 5. Then she drove to MCC and had class. This was at a previous semester. Got home, had dinner, was on social media from 10:30 to 11:20, and then she went to bed about 11:20, 11:30. She also kept track of when she felt most alert. This is part of the project of you to realizing, okay, during the day, when am I most alert? Because that's what you're going to use to get most of your schoolwork done. Just wrote some basically stuff that she did, read for COS, grabbed something to eat, kind of did, basically hour by hour, but clumped some things together, such as work. Went to the gym for an hour. You could see she put here on day 4 that she went to the gym. And you're going to find that your days are, kind of similar, and that's okay. But really think about it. So I would say, like, maybe middle of the day, kind of say, okay, what did I do this morning? And then maybe in the evening say, okay, how did I spend the afternoon? And then do a summary at night. It'll help you to kind of keep track of things, because day to day it's very hard. Talked about cleaning her room, was on the phone, had some alone time, went out with friends, took an Uber home, was home by 1 o'clock. And Saturday, this person felt most alert from 4 to 10. So again, this kind of gives you an idea. Once you do that for a whole week, you want to then analyze, how did you spend your time? You also want to look at what were your smart hours? When were you the most alert? On our course shell, there below this assignment, towards the bottom, is some things called a charts and study time calculator. Knowing like how much time that you need to study is going to be really important when you're making up your ideal week. So what you have to do for this project, and a lot of students realize they could lose a lot of points here, put in each day of the week in this chart when you're at your best. What are your smart hours? When are you the most alert? Okay. And then you want to assess, after looking at your whole week, and looking at the study calculator, are you taking too many credit hours for all your other commitments that you have, or are you taking just the right amount? Could you possibly take more? So make sure you look at steps 2, 3, and 4, because those are going to become really important. So read those over. After you do all of that, what I want you to do is come here to this chart and create what would be your ideal weekly schedule. Some students do work all one color, like you could have work all be red. You could have family time be green, but you need to, in yellow, you need to put when your most alert time is, okay? Your smart hours. You have to highlight those in yellow, okay? And you could do this in another format. Just make sure that you follow the directions on the project. But this would be this student's ideal schedule. These are things that are priority to her. She needs to work. She wants to go to the gym at least 2 to 3 times a week. She budgets in family time. Homework time. So those are the things that you want to do. So I would start off by putting into your ideal weekly schedule the things that are not movable: work, school, family commitments, weekly commitments, and then the things you want to make a commitment to, like working out, maybe it's a spiritual practice, study time. What is the time you're going to devote to studying? And then try to follow this. I think I've showed you guys this before, but this is my schedule, okay? I follow that on a weekly basis. It's what keeps me going. It's what keeps me on track and able to get work done. And then, as always, don't forget this last part. It's kind of like a summary essay. It's worth 25 points. At least 2 to 3 well-written paragraphs, 150 to 200 words. Use these questions as your guide as to what you should be talking about. And she wrote, she was very explicit, as a result of completing this project, I have learned how valuable time is and how much less complicated it is to reprioritize than we think. And she talked about reprioritizing her time. Because it could get away from you really fast. You have to talk about what your strengths are and what your time management obstacles are. And this student, again, very explicitly said what were her strengths, what were her obstacles. How is she going to build in time to get everything done and what she's going to need to do? And how is she going to adjust her schedule and manage her time better for the rest of the semester? So use these questions up here and make sure you're answering them thoroughly, and boom, you will have 150 to 200 words really fast. So that's it. It's due Sunday, October 4th. Remember, we are really trying to get on target and not be late with doing projects and assignments, because it's just going to start to build as we get closer and closer to midterm, and then eventually to the end of the semester. So you guys have been doing a great job. Put yourself into it. Really take the time to do this project, and I know you will do well. Take care, guys.